What's up guys, Shane of Figuredeck 3D Printing, and today we're going to check out 3D Solutech's Silver Metal PLA. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Whew. So welcome back guys. I said this is 3D Solutech's Silver Metal PLA. I reached out to them via Amazon, told them that I would like to test out their filament. They said yes. And here we have some showed up. They did send me some other filament as well, but that's for another video. So right now, let's look at the box here, and it's very nice and colorful. We have the very nice USA flag, so we're gonna say this is made in the USA. It's got a couple QR codes here for their Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter accounts. Let's see, it tells us it's ultra smooth technology, vacuum sealed, highly compatible RepRap MakerBot Ultimaker, 100% USA. It tells you each of those little icons down here. It gives you a little write up here on the features of the filament. On the top we have their standard barcode, and then we have a lot number up here, which is great. As I've always said before, it's good to know, remember your lot number, or at least keep a note of it, just because if something goes wrong, you can contact them, see if something went up. All right, we have their spool, which has a full cover sticker on it. I have never, let me think about that. Yes, I've never had a spool that had a full coverage sticker on it, which is interesting. It's a good vacuum seal. It has a QR code here on the side again. The lot number again, that's PLA 1.75 millimeters, 1 kilogram, silver metal. All the basics are covered. Okay, so inside here we have some stuff in the middle of the spool here. If I can get it out. Okay, first up we have a 3D Solutech sticker, a desk kit pack, two more 3D Solutech stickers, a little one and an even smaller one. And then we've got some cards in here. So this is a 3D Solutech PLA filament, nozzle temp 190 to 220C. So that's a little info card they have in there. And then I want to thank you for becoming it. If you tweet out, or no, if you Instagram some pictures, they 5 prints each week and give out a free 16 gig 3D Solutech USB drives to the makers. That's very cool of them. Please always use the clip from the filament. This will avoid extruder, jam, or clog. So I did notice as I was pulling this apart, there is a filament clip on here. Again, first time I've ever had a spool come with a filament clip already on it. Normally it's just woven through some of the holes here on the spool. That is pretty interesting. Of course, it's a little 3D printed one. It just holds it in there real nice. That's rather impressive. I will give you guys brownie points already just for that. Spool's a little bit of wiggle in it. The wind is decent. Can't really smell anything. Doesn't give off any odors like some other filaments do. So I think this will be cool. I really asked them for this silver because I haven't printed in like a silver metal colored. I did the bronze filament not long ago. But now that I have a silver colored one, just kind of want to see how models would come out using this. So let's slap this on a couple printers and see how it turns out. All right, we're back guys. So as you see, I've got a couple pretty big prints here, and that's the reason why I used most all of this filament is I did some big prints. I didn't have anything fail on me, which was really, really good. But of course, I did my maker coin. I did a vase just to see how that would turn out. I did the Flannery Malkin just because this silver PLA color would just look marvelous on this. And then I did something that I've been wanting to print for absolute months, and that's Thor's hammer. And it turned out absolutely fantastic. I say that a lot, but this thing turned out great. I did not have any issues at all with the filament, which was really, really good to see. And with supports and just how it printed, it's got nice weight to it. I just really have always wanted to print this, and now that I have my own hammer, it is just great. I would say the name, but I can't pronounce it. Moyer. I can't really pronounce it well. So let's take a closer look at these and see how they turned out on the little details. All right, so here's my maker coin, and it turned out really, really well. This was the first print I did, and this was actually also my test print. So sadly, it was under extruded just a little bit. You can tell really over here, just how these lines look here, that was under extruded. So I'm a little bit upset by that, but the walls still turned out great. Bottom layers came out great. Over the support, it did as well as most any other PLA will do. And on these overhangs, there were some issues on a few different parts here. I'm gonna blame that probably on cooling. But the rest of it on the other sides was just great. But again, having it under extruded, I wasn't terribly happy with it. But there was no strings anywhere, and it printed really well, and it printed easy, even though again, I under extruded it. It just came out well the first time through. So to check my extrusions, I went ahead and made some adjustments, and then I printed this vase in vase mode. So it has 4 bottom layers, 0 top layers, a perimeter, and vase mode selected in Simplify 3D. And it just came out gorgeous. I mean, it's really hard to see the layer lines in this. You can feel them a little bit, but just looking at it through the picture, you really can't tell where the lines are at. And I really like to see that. The bottom came out great as well. I had just the right spacing on that. And there's no stringing. There was no little extra snippets in there, which sometimes happen. This is a very easy gear vase model. So yeah, I really like this one, and it looks really nice. I mean, that silver has a nice little kind of sheen to it. It just looks nice. I like the look of it. So now the Millennium Falcon, which it's known as the Millennium Falcon on Thingiverse to avoid anyone being sued or making them take it down. But I printed this in lots of different prints, and just to show you the scale, here's my hand. This is a 200% scale model, or just shy of it. I actually don't remember right now. But the 100% a little bit smaller. I could have scaled this up even more, but I wanted to print the hammer. So I was like, well, let's print this a little bit bigger than a normal model, but not like humongous. And I couldn't max out the Z on the FT5 simply because I only have one roll of this to test out. Now zooming in on the features, everything inside came out absolutely great. All the little details everywhere. There was no stringing, so like up between these two parts here at the very end, no stringing there. Down inside where the turrets are, there's no stringing in there. Here on the feet, they all came out absolutely perfect, just the way they should. The turrets came out great. I mean, if you can see, those just printed just so well. Looking here, I have a little bit of ghosting, as you can see right there, so I still need to work on the FT5 a little bit more, see what that's all about. This is a no support model, so it prints straight up like so, and just all these overhangs here at the bottom. This is usually where there's the only little bit of issues, right these first few layers down here, and I see that on a lot of people, a lot of their prints, unless you like have the world's best cooling. And then there is some type of slicing issue in the model itself, which I did notice, but I went back and looked at a few other of the Falcons that I printed. They all have this exact same issue. So I don't know what that's about, but anyways, that's an actual file issue. But I mean, look at the rest of this. There's no, I mean, the layer lines are not really noticeable at all. Only the ghosting from the machine is. You know, I mean, those vents, just, I mean, this was just so well printed. I didn't really have any under extrusions that I could see. Oh, well, there's a tiny one right here, it looks like. I've looked it over pretty well, and I mean all these different little details. Here's another little one right here. So there are a few variances, it looks like, in the filament, but I mean that's a pretty quick little transition to have. So that does happen. And up here, these, it just looks great. So look down inside there. Check that out. I love the cockpit on this just because you can see the chairs and everything in there. And the control panel is just too awesome. Finally, we have Thor's hammer. I have to pull this thing way out. So you can see here, compared to my hand, it is a very, very large print. Now, this has 2 different models, and this was made by Chaos Cortec. And he did a video on his alone. I thought about doing just a standalone video on this, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it with this review video for this filament. And he has 2 different types for the hammer itself. This is actually the solid model, and then he has a hollow model. The solid model, it prints in 2 pieces, and it prints like so. So this part is at the top, and the details are up. If you print it down this way, so if you have this facing the build plate, you have so much support over here, and then this entire overhang here, you need support under all of that in order to make it print well. So if you print it like this and have this be the top, you have a little bit of support in here with these pieces, and that's it. That was super easy to clear out. And you can see there is a little bit of variance in the color on the spool. It is not all the exact same color. I don't know if that means much for anyone. I think it looks more like a steel look, like it really gives it a metal look to it, which was really awesome. And I obviously suck at gluing, so there's that. And then I didn't actually line it up properly on this side. This side was lined up most of the way. For some reason, this side did not line up properly. And I don't know what that was all about. But I mean, I printed both these parts separately, one at a time. They took about 12 hours for each one to print. And then the handle was just printed in Proto Paradigms brown PLA. And it came out okay. Lots of support on this, on the handle here. But it has pretty good details in it, and it's pretty strong. He's using actual tabs inside two of the parts here, and then there are another tab inside here, and this handle is actually keyed the way it goes in. It can go in, you know, one of two ways, and that way it actually locks everything together with the tab up here holding the top together, a few clamps, and you're off to the races. But yeah, so this is the full scale Mjolnir, so Thor's hammer. And it's awesome. So I did read online a few people having bad experiences with the 3D Solutech filament. I personally did not with this. So on the hammer, I had 0 under extrusion issues. The coin and the vase followed suit. I only had maybe 3 or 4 little under extrusion parts on the Millennium Falcon. I kind of call that a win. Not every filament comes out absolutely perfect, but I definitely call it a win for this one. And the color, again, is just absolutely fantastic. I love the color. It almost has a little bit of a, maybe there's a little bit of glitter sparkle in there as well. But yeah, I mean, it just looks too cool, and it looks like metal. I mean, it looks like I could pound me some dudes with this. And full disclosure for this filament was sent to me by 3D Solutech for the purpose of this review. I was not paid in any way aside from them sending me the filament to test out, and I call it a success. If you guys want to pick up this filament, there'll be some links for Amazon down below. There's an affiliate link. If you buy with that, I get a little slice of what you purchase, and there is no extra cost to you, and that money goes towards funding things for the channel. So thank you guys for watching, and if you found this video helpful, and if you think you want to try out this filament, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. Leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. I reply to all the comments as soon as I can, sometimes a little delayed, but I do the best I can to reply to all your guys' comments. If you want to support me, best thing to do, subscribe down below, hit that bell icon, that way you get an email notification anytime I upload new content and be one of the first ones to know about it. If you want to support me, right below is going to be a Patreon link. Donate me $1 more, I greatly appreciate it. Current Patrons, you guys are awesome. The Patreon money goes towards funding different things for the channel. A lot of the filaments that I buy are not sent to me. I buy them with the money I make on Patreon in order to do videos just like this one. If you guys support me without spending your money, again, you can buy this filament with an Amazon affiliate link, and down below I have affiliate links for lots of other websites. Go ahead and do your daily shopping with those. A little slice of what you buy comes back to me with no additional cost to you. I thank you guys for watching, and until next time, happy printing.